Hello and welcome back to the channel. Once again, we're going to be going down the NaNoWriMo writing journey using themes to help us develop our stories, help build characters. Perhaps even if for some reason we've run out of things to say, we can still come up with a 1600 word document based off of a set of themes. And so the themes that we're going to be looking at today are whimsy. Nice one. Vantage, and instinct. And so these are the three themes for today. And so I sort of like this one because in several readings everything gets sort of serious, but I like this from the fact that we can look at a person who might have a little bit of whimsy, right, in their lives, that everything is just a little bit playful, right? And that they don't take anything too seriously, and yet for some reason they're really, really strong at life. It's the people that are like, oh, it'll all work itself out, that suddenly have $6 million in their back pocket, right? And so you want to think about that, right? Whimsy. So do you have a character that has a little bit of that? I call it a little bit of ditziness, but, we can look at whimsy that way. And, in that sense, if we're looking at a story, this is vantage, right? Where we're looking at it from. And so the vantage point is the way that we normally talk about it. And so if you have two people in a room, so let's say two siblings in a room, and they're having a conversation about their lives, and you have one person who's all whimsical and like playful and has all sorts of weird stuff on the wall and just dabbles in everything and has no sense of what we would call focus, but seems to be relatively stable. If you have it from a vantage point of a person who's really logical and forceful and seems to have the logic side taken down and takes life very, very seriously, this creates a conflict in a conversation, and it creates a great moment to talk about theme and irony and all that other stuff. Is that who's going to be more successful? The person who just sort of meanders and just enjoys the moment, or the person who plans out every single thing that happens? And so that's a vantage point, and we can use that to our advantage. Now, the last one is instinct, right? And so if we're looking at these two characters, the one that's full of whimsy and the one that is not, and we start thinking about how someone plays off of instinct, our intuition, that moment where we just make a decision because it's there, not because we thought about it, but because we just do, right? And so if we're looking at this scene between these two characters that are one's whimsical and one is not, it could all just come down to the fact that the whimsical person says, what does your gut tell you? Why can't you follow your gut? Your head has not done you any favors thus far. Your head has failed you. So in this moment, you're coming to me with a problem. And you see that I'm just all fluffy, and you're yelling at me for being all fluffy, but I have no problems. My bills are paid. My life is good. My retirement is set. What does your gut tell you? And so that's one way that we can look at instinct, is to create a story like that. And we can use these themes to sort of build that type of conflict within. So I'm going to leave it go at that. The themes for today are instinct, vantage, like vantage point, and whimsy. And so you can use those themes to help build out a character. You can build a side story. You could even build a separate story in case you've run out of things that you want to say, but you still want to get your 1600 words in for the day. So with that, I'm going to let you go, and I will see you in the next video.